Social media is hijacking platforms. They have hijacked your platform and taken control over what people see. Guys, I'm sorry. I know it's been a short time since I've been on here. I've been really busy. Even now I'm covered in dirt and dust. I've been completely remodeling my home and everything, and it's been it's just been a lot. But I try to manage to get over here and do this every day. But no, I want to talk today about the fact that social media doesn't really allow people to build platforms anymore. And keep in mind that I'm not referring to YouTube. I don't really refer to YouTube as social media. YouTube is something different. YouTube is a way for people to build their own media channel. It's entirely different. I'm talking about Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. I'm talking about that's social media. So the reason why I'm saying this is because for those who have a real short memory, early social media was really straightforward. It was like, you come to the site, you convince people to follow your platform, and by doing so, you have a way to reach those people with whatever message you want. It could be for your business. It could be if you're a performing artist, like I was when I was doing music for a living. And I, at one point, for those who don't know, used to be a signed hip hop artist. So I had a lot, I had a lot of social media trying to reach out to my fans, let them know about shows, let them know about music dropping. And the amount of people who followed you was the platform you had. That was your platform. So there used to be, like back in the days of like MySpace or even earlier, like Friendster, there was never a cap on how many people could like follow your platform. There was never a limit. And the thing that is so crazy is that if you had 100,000 followers, most of them saw your posts. If they were online and they followed you, they would see it. It was your audience. You built something slowly over time. You built, a platform of people who chose you, who came to look at your product, your service, whatever you were delivering, or just your personality or whatever. And when you spoke, they heard you. And back then, followers meant access. Followers meant they can access your content. It actually had a meaning. It had a meaning. Now it means pretty much nothing. So what they did first was they quietly capture reach. Over time, the unlimited amount of people that could follow you was nixed. All of a sudden, Facebook said, no, you can only have 5,000 friends. Okay? Limiting your platform. If you had a page, you could do it unlimited, and you had to create like a business page and blah, 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 blah. But your profile, 5,000, right? And they didn't just do this with, I know X at the time allowed people to have as many you could have on there, but X limited it too because it started to be like people had to choose to click on your page, and decide whether or not you would click back, kind of like Instagram's follow feature, right? Like someone could follow you, but if you don't follow them, you still don't see what they post, right? And it started with all this wonky stuff like that. Platforms began to limit your reach. And then what happened was even with pages, when you were up to 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, they started to cap it to where only 6 to 8% of your audience could see what you were posting, unless you paid. And their excuse was that they wanted quality. They wanted user experience. They didn't want, you to just be able to post whatever you want and people could see whatever. They wanted quality content. That was their excuse. But then what it really did was it forced creators and businesses to pay to reach people who already followed them. So now they were like, okay, all these 100,000, 500,000, whatever people that you convinced to follow your page, you want to reach them? No, you got to pay to reach your own fan base, okay? So this forced creators and businesses to give their money to basically reach the people who already follow them. So it turned an organic growth into a toll, into a fee. So even though you had an organic reach in the beginning, now it's, oh, we're going to charge you. It's a rent for you to be able to speak to your own audience. But ads at least gave you some kind of leverage. When Facebook, Meta, Instagram, whatever, and even X, when they got to the place where it was like, okay, with money, you can reach people. So then it was like, okay, so if you had a little bit of money, if you could throw $20, $50, whatever, you could still grow. You could still go past your audience and try to reach more than your audience or like-minded people. It wasn't necessarily fair, but it was predictable. And you could plan around that. You could scale it. You could, depending on how much money you could dump into it, you could sort of scale. You had a predictable way to scale your reach through that method. And you had some control over your brand, over your business. But at least there was a way forward if you worked or saved or, had a little bit of disposable cash. But then they changed the game entirely. TikTok, namely, changed it because TikTok came out with a method that said, we don't care how many people follow you. When you make a video, a reel, we want not for your followers, but for the public. So they went from a for your followers method to a for the public method. So this was the real shift because platforms started to copycat TikTok, like namely Mark Zuckerberg, Instagram, and I believe even X is doing that now as well. It's all become algorithm first. So now when you post something, they have this algorithmic software that decides who would like this based on what it's about, what you're talking about, and then it pushes it in front of certain people that it's going to find that it thinks is going to like your content. And if people start clicking on it and watching it, then it'll grow. And if they're like, they shut it down, they don't like it, then it shuts it down. And so what this did is it circumvented how many people follow you because it doesn't matter. You could have 1 million followers. It does not matter. When you make a post now, it doesn't matter. It's going to bypass whoever's following you. It might still reach that little 6% it's going to reach, which granted is only 60,000 people. You have 1 million people. How hard was it to get 1 million people to follow your page? But only 60,000 people are going to see what you post. So what they're going to do above and beyond that is they're going to take it and shoot it to the public, and they're going to algorithmically put it in front of people that they think are going to like it, and that's going to determine its reach. Meaning that they now are going to decide what they will allow people to see and what they won't. Okay? So your post is going to reach strangers or no one at all. But the followers no longer decide. So you don't really have a platform anymore. You have a lottery ticket. Every single time you make a post, you're buying a lottery ticket. That's what it is. And the ads first, the downside to the ads was that the ads and purchasing promotion behind your post was actually inadvertently negatively impacting the algorithm's way to find the audience. Therefore, now it got to the point where even putting a little bit of money behind your content was going to keep you from being seen. But then here's where it all really came crashing down. They decided that certain businesses and certain people could buy ads and certain people couldn't. How they decide, I don't know. All I know is that there is an entire Reddit forum dedicated to people screaming their heads off that they can't advertise on Instagram and Facebook, that they can't advertise on TikTok, that they're being denied and being told they're not allowed to advertise on these services. No idea why. No customer service, no customer support, nobody telling them why, just you can't use it. We're not letting you. That's it. So they're picking winners and losers. They're in charge now of everything that people will get access to. I want you to think about how dangerous that is. I want you to think about how when 5 to 6 to 8 billionaires who own all the AI and all the AI companies and the vast majority of the AI stock, and they're about to take over the world. They're about to replace everybody's jobs. They're about to make it so that everyone in America has nothing to do. Everyone around the world has nothing to do because they're just going to have AI and robots basically automating literally every single thing. And that's going to grant so much money and so much, like not even money, wealth, insane amounts of wealth and power to such a select few. It's crazy. But now, if anybody had a problem with this, they're also in charge of what messages get seen. So now they're in charge of, they have the ability to silence dissent. And let me tell you, TikTok's already doing it. Ever since Larry Ellison bought TikTok and made changes, I made a post where I made some skeptical statements about the way that ICE has been behaving. Because it was a negative statement about against ICE, the video got rerouted where not a single person, I mean, this video went 130,000 views in like 5 days, tens of thousands of likes, hundreds and hundreds of comments. I got a few thousand followers just out of this post alone. And when I went and looked at every single individual that engaged with the content, none of them had an American content. Had an American profile. None of them. Not one single one of them had an American profile. It was Mexican. It was Venezuela. Even it was people in Canada. It was people in Australia. Nobody in the United States got to see my post. The vast majority of them were Spanish and South American. Nobody in America saw my post. Then I see other people that I know that are posting content that are, nothing political, nothing, anything, stuff about music, about life, whatever. And they're noticing that nobody outside of America is seeing it. Nobody outside of America is seeing their posts. Now, I'm not trying to be conspiratorial here. I'm just telling you what we're noticing. This is what we're noticing. So, do they have the ability to control the algorithm? Do they have the ability to pick winners and losers and decide what content gets seen? Yes. Yes. So businesses lose their ad access, no real clear explanation, no customer service, no way to appeal that, no accountability. The platforms, the owners of these tech apps who control the algorithm, they decide who can grow, who can sell, what businesses can grow, who gets seen. I mean, it's not a neutral system anymore. There are gatekeepers now, overseeing what gets seen and what doesn't. This is a serious problem. This is a major, major issue that nobody's talking about. Because the idea, and when people say, oh, the mainstream media, social media is the mainstream media. You think CNN is the mainstream media? You think Fox News is the mainstream media? Are you joking? You're talking about networks that have less than 500,000 people that tune in. And I'm not even kidding. Do they have social media? Sure, they do, but they don't have the followers that, say, Elon Musk has. Elon Musk can make a post and literally Like, it's some insane, like 300 million people can see what he posts in like 48 hours. You think CNN can do that? What are you talking about? People who control Facebook and X and TikTok in America now, of course, they are the mainstream media. And they're deciding what people are able to see and not see. And this is a serious issue. I don't know why people are not talking more about this. And now I'm not going to sit here and conspiracy theorize that all these people have dark agendas or that they're planning on some world takeover. I don't know. But I know that they're in prime position to if they wanted to. Do we want that? Do we want somebody to be in prime position to do that if they wanted to? Look, I mean, the person who's using these platforms, you're not the customer. You haven't been for a long time. You're the product. You don't control your distribution. You don't control your reach. You don't get to control your visibility. The people who run these companies decide that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, okay, and Larry Ellison are three people that control four of the largest communication platforms on the planet Earth. Four of them: Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. All of them are now controlled by three men: Larry Ellison, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. All three of them, by the way, that are politically in line on one side. Zuckerberg has made his views clear that he is heavily leaned right now, that he got all into UFC fighting and all this stuff and put Dana White on the board and all that. And then you have Elon Musk, who's clearly gone far right a long time ago when he bought X and made that very clear to everybody. And of course, Larry Ellison has 100% been in support. He's a neo-reactionist, or allegedly a neo-reactionist, according to a lot of statements that have been made online about him that look very verifiable. But this isn't good. This isn't good. Billionaires have hijacked your platform. And 3 billionaires, you no longer have a platform. 3 people who are ultra billionaires decide what everyone in the world on their mega multi-centimillion user platforms get to see worldwide, globally. So, internal policies at these companies that control these algorithms control what everybody sees. And the buck stops with the people who control those companies. So when you go on social media, you're not building a platform anymore. All you're doing is you're being used to bring more people to the platform. That's what it is. To keep more people engaged on the platform. That's it. Social media used to help people build platforms and a voice. Now it decides who gets one. And the scariest part is that most people still think they're in control. You still think your follower count has some sort of control, and it doesn't. I mean, think about it. If followers no longer matter and ads don't guarantee reach, and platforms can shut you off at will, ban you whenever they want, keep you from ever using ads whenever you want, and decide algorithmically who sees what you post, then what does having an audience even mean anymore? Something to think about. Anyway, my name is Tom Kane. This is another episode of the Executive's Playbook. Again, I'm super sorry about missing yesterday. I promise I'm here trying to do this every day. And I plan on going a very long time without missing a day. No matter what, this is a top priority for me. And I really want to be able to grow this following. So for all of you who have liked the videos, commented on them, engaged with them, subscribe to the channel, I can't thank you enough. Please, we just crossed a barrier again. We're at 7,300 followers. My next goal is to hit the magic 10,000. I want 10,000 followers. I need all the support I can get. Please hit that bell so you can be notified when I put a video out. You have no idea how important it is to like these videos. So please, if you see these videos, like them. Again, Tom Kane, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.